Good evening, everybody. This is a speculator at Take Your Profits, and I am going into the post-trade review for trade number 83 tonight, which is the it was a short on the dollar MEX market. Let me go ahead and go right into the chart to kind of give you an idea as to what I was looking at. The thing with this trade is that it happened so fast that I did not get a chance to take the separate pictures of the set strategy and the PTR image. So basically I only have one image showing my entry and my stop loss in this case. So going into the post-trade review questions, which are the actions I conduct at the close of every trade in the In Retrospect video blog. First questions first is, did everything go as planned? Well, going into the Pro Trader dashboard, let's take a look at the trade characteristics, and we will find out whether or not everything went as planned or not. So going into this particular trade, the trade did score a CTS 8, or a combined technical score of 8 points, which led me to which basically with that CTS score, the dashboard mathematically calculated my position size, which in this case is a half a position as per my rules of engagement, and based on my entry strategy and my exit strategy, the risk profile for this particular trade was a 1.6. Now, going into the actual characteristics that I scored on this trade, as you can see here, the trade did score points for trading at a major level of structure. It did score points for ratio confirmation. It did score points for a harmonic ABCD pattern completion with a 618 retracement. And it did score points for a Gartley pattern completion at the 886 retracement of the XA leg of that move. Going into the probabilities of that trade, we did show that this trade had a 36% chance of winning with a 1-to-1 risk to reward average risk profile. Well, as a group win to loss ratio, this particular trading strategy typically will win one for every one that it loses, and the overall total profit and loss for this strategy is $155, including this particular loss that we're going over tonight with trade number 83. The set strategy that was calculated was calling me to enter. It's calling for me to enter at $12.6906 with initial profit targets at $12.50, 12.5041, and with a 2 ATR stop at 12.8068. Now, price did not go in my direction at any point in time throughout this trade, so I did not get a chance to reduce my risk by 50%, and I was stopped out at the 2 ATR stop loss level. And again, this is US dollar Mexican dollar market, traded on the 4-hour chart, trade number 83, which did turn out to be a loss. The minimum fluctuating variable for the dollar MEX variable is the third decimal place, so every change in decimal on the third decimal place does profit or lose the amount, whatever amount of contracts you're trading. So that is what was planned for this trade, and that is not how the trade turned out. So going back to the chart, we can see that this is the XA leg of the move that we measured, and although we had a spike low here, I was comfortable in using this point as the point X, because the inverse extension of this swing high to this swing low did measure out to be that it did turn out to be that when I took the extension off of this swing right here, it turned out to be that the 127.2% inverse extension fell right on this point right here. So I felt comfortable using that as a point X for my Gartley 222 setup. This is my A, B, C, D harmonic pattern completion within that XA leg, which did retrace to the 886 of that XA leg. And as you can see, the extension from this AB leg did extend to a 127.2 extension of that, confirming the retracement at 886, as well as the inverse extension of the BC retracement of the ABCD harmonic move did confirm that the 886 retracement of XA was also going to be another probable level to get short at. My entry for trade number 83, as per my set strategy that was dictated in my Pro Trader dashboard, called for me to enter right here at 1269.06, which got me in right here on the shadow of this candle at the a little bit after the Sunday night opening. And what happened immediately thereafter was price continued to rally, taking me out at my protective stops without giving me a chance to reduce my protective stops by 50%, because price did not at any point in time move in the direction that I expected it to. As you can see, when I measured the A to D retracement of this upward trend, you can see that my 382 retracement was here, which required that I set my initial profit targets 15 to 20 pips above that, which was right here at the 12.5041 level. The 50% retracement measured out to be right here. I therefore placed my second profit targets about 15 to 20 pips above that at the 12.4257 level. And at no point in time did this trade go as planned, and I was therefore stopped out on complete protective stops. So this trade did not go as planned. And then going into my second question, which is what can I do to improve? I think this particular trade is a lot like the previous trade of trade number 82, in which this was another failed opportunity to execute a trend continuation trade after getting stopped out of this market, in which I could have taken advantage of the upward momentum in this market to therefore take a trade in the reverse direction of my original position. So this is another example where I really need to hammer the idea home that when I get stopped out of these trades, I need to drop a time frame and get into trend continuation mode to go ahead and reverse my position. And I believe that that is really the best way to improve upon these losing trades, because at the end of the day, my analysis for this market was very much correct, and that I was correct in looking for a Gartley pattern completion, being that my ratios did line up to give me a qualified Gartley 222 trading opportunity. However, being that I cannot tell the future, and it is not guaranteed that my trade setups are always going to work out the way in which I analyze them to work out to be, I should be ready to reverse my positions once my analysis is proven to be wrong, so that way I can make up any losses that I did incur in the previous trade, and to therefore also participate in the opportunity of following the trend in the reverse direction. So that's what I'm going to say my solution here is to improve on these trades. There's another trade I believe after this that I took advantage of, which was another Gartley 222 that did get stopped out, and it's going to be another example of an opportunity in which the TCT trade can be used, and I'm obviously not using it. I believe because the trades are getting stopped out sometime in the European session when I'm already going to sleep. However, that's something that I do need to be aware of, and I do need to stay on top of, is that when my trades on the Gartley completions get stopped out, I have to start going ahead and reversing the position to take advantage of the opposing momentum in the opposite direction of the original trade. So that's what I'm going to do to improve on this trade. And after I finish this series of video blogs for the most recent trades I've completed, I'm going to get into doing a ROE video for the TCT trade, so that I can go ahead and start ingraining that into my trading mentality, if you will. So again, thanks for watching this video. This was trade number 83 for a loss in the US dollar Mexican dollar market. It was a small loss on a Gartley 222 completion that turned out to be a failure. So the trade did not go as planned, and the only logical way to improve this is to tighten up on my ability to reverse my position after a trade has been stopped out. And that right now is the bit of weakness that I am encountering within my own trading game. Although there is a rule for me to take advantage of a reversal of position, I am not executing that advantage that I do have, and that is something that I am going to have to work on, so that way it could get ingrained into my trading psychology. So thanks again for listening to all this, and don't forget, take your profits. Have a great night.